Hello, Otafest podcast listeners. This is Season 9, Episode 17 of the Otafest podcast. And with me today are Nancy and Jay.
It's I.
It's E.
And he.
It them. Otafest sketch drive applications are now open. Are you an artist that is creative and passionate about sketching? Looking to give back to the community while looking to improve your skills? Come be a part of this beloved activity at our festival. Applications close February 25th, 2024. So get your application in today. Apply at otafest.com/sketchdrive.
And panel applications are open too. The best way to embrace your passion is to share it. Most of Otafest programming is provided by community members like you who have creative ideas to present to their peers. Presentations, workshops, tutorials, game shows, forums, or anything else, head to otafest.com/panelists for all the deets.
And join us for an unforgettable musical experience at Knox United Church on Thursday, February 15th. Otafest presents Alberta Winds Live, Howl's Moving Orchestra, a tribute to Joe Hisaishi. Doors open at 6:45, concert from 7:30 till 8:45 p.m. For more information and tickets, visit howlsmovingorchestra.eventbrite.ca.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
Everything is happening.
The
It's
things are
so
happening!
soon. Oh
There's
my
always this
lord.
little
Oh my
hump that
God.
happens after we hit New Year's, and then it's like, okay, all the things are happening now.
For real. It's almost like it's right around the corner.
I know. Where's our requisite cosplayer heads up / timer countdown?
Cosplayers, the time is indeterminate, but you must act.
Soon.
It may feel like there are months.
Wake the
but
heck up.
months will turn into days.
Wake up.
Come out of your winter hibernation as much as you don't want to, because that cold snap was something else.
Good lord, that cold snap was insane.
Minus 50 with wind chill overnight. That was insanity.
There were some coldness records broken.
Indeed.
The best part
Indeed,
was
there
that we
were-
weren't even the coldest place on Earth. Like it was colder in Saskatchewan than it was here.
I know. And it was so bad that the Alberta grid had to send out alerts like, hey, could you guys turn off any non-essentials? Because we're going to hit capacity here.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that, and I'm glad it worked.
Yeah,
Because
same.
the last thing we want to happen is what happened to Texas a couple years back.
Yeah, the rolling blackouts that caused bursting pipes everywhere.
The difference is that our infrastructure system is actually stronger than theirs. Like, it wasn't...
The difference is that we experience negative 30.
Regularly.
Literally every year.
Yeah.
There's no
Regularly.
excuse.
No. But going down all the way to minus 50 with wind chill was something else.
Yes.
It Wimdy.
Good God, yes.
It was so cold. So cold, in fact. It was so cold, in fact, that we lost a very tiny, tiny life thanks to a very short walk.
So, last weekend, Dio gave me one of her little baby basil plants. It was about 5 inches tall. It had a bright life ahead of it of me eating it.
Oh.
It had so much to look forward to. But between walking from the car, less than 20 seconds outside of the front door, well, by the next morning, it was wilted. It was gone.
Those little ice crystals hit it so quickly.
They hit it immediately.
Oh.
And
In all fairness...
well, I'm disappointed.
In all fairness, grass types are weak to ice moves.
It's true. It's true.
They're super effective, actually. So,
Dang it, Jay, every time.
and with the wind chill factor, wind being the operative word, grass is also weak against flying types.
Oh my gosh.
You annihilated it with 4 times damage.
Fucking Articuno against my fucking little basil.
Your delicious, precious little basil plant.
Legendary bird against a potted plant.
When you told me it was 5 inches high, I was like, okay, 5 inches. That's a pretty good like little sprout. Like I almost wouldn't consider it a sprout anymore. Like it's probably growing. It's going to grow into a little tiny bush pretty quickly. But man, that's so sad. I'm so sorry for your
Right
loss.
before
It
you
is
let
unfortunate.
right before it hit evolution to the second stage, it was still a
it's
baby.
true.
Let it get slapped.
It's true. I lost the Nuzlocke on that one.
Aw,
It's okay.
that is very sad. Right before the cold snap fully hit, I thought to myself, I should cook a bunch of stews and soups so that my next few dinners are just microwave ready and I don't have to cook, because cooking introduces steam in the house, and humidity in the house is a really bad thing when it's that cold. You're a lot more susceptible to getting attic rain. Your windows are gonna frost up, and then you're gonna get lots of really bad damage there. Like it's actually something I don't think most people remember to deal with when it suddenly dips that cold. So what I did was I made, using my trusty Dutch oven, I made a beef stew to end all beef stews. It was amazing, and it had like half a bottle of red wine in it.
Oh my god. You
was-
made the boeuf bourguignon.
It was so good. The only thing that was missing that would have made it a bourguignon probably would have been the little pearl onions. Because you
Fair.
need little, like, tiny pearl onions.
Pearl onions are great, but I think you can call it a
Oh,
bourguignon.
you gotta get
without
the
them.
pearl onions. I love pearl onions.
I could. I had more than enough onion in there. But yeah, like, the pearl onions are apparently, like, a requirement. You can't call it a beef bourguignon without it. So it's like, whatever. I made the best stew. I was so proud of it. And it was just so delicious. And what made the biggest difference? 2 giant fat bay leaves.
Oh, fair.
Like, really big fat bay leaves went into
My
it. and
god,
it was
you were
so
also
good.
attacking the Pokemon.
Yeah.
can't
I
believe
was.
this.
Bay leaf is weak
But it-
against heat.
You ate the second tier starter, god damn.
It was delicious. And I also made French onion soup. So between those two, I was like set. Between yes, and a sourdough, and I made a sourdough like right before the
Nice.
cold snap fully hit. So I was good.
Man, thinking about Bayleaf and Pokemon right now, it just has me thinking how Gen 2 was probably the last time Pokemon had a lineup of starters where I liked
Oh my
every
God.
single one.
You're not wrong. I don't think I've seen a whole lot of Pokemon lineups, like starter lineups, that I've been terribly excited about in a long time.
Like, there's always at least one that's really cool.
Or cute, just like mega cute.
Like fucking Sprigatito. Hell
Yeah,
yes.
I remember that one. That one was pretty cute. And then I hadn't seen
Yeah.
anything else since.
And beyond that, it's like, well, I don't care about these other two, but this one. But yes, I feel like Gen 2, every single one was fantastic.
Yeah. I like, man, if we did a whole starters ranking list.
Oh man.
God, I could
Just-
not. That could be an entire podcast in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it would get an incredible amount of discussion going, because I'm sure someone out there disagrees with everything anybody says.
On the same note, though, I might have said it before in podcast. One of the things I like about Pokemon is that no matter how much of like how you think of another Pokemon, where like you think it's maybe boring or ugly or like just not like you barely remember its existence, somebody else loves that Pokemon. I think it's really cute. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so many Pokemon at this point. I'm sure one of them is unloved.
Whatever happened to
I'm pretty sure
that?
there's one Pokemon that has universally just been like, but why?
I don't know, but
Who likes Voltorb? Who is the Voltorb stan out there?
Oh, I know.
you just
somebody who likes
reminded me
Voltorb.
of that Pokemon generator that we had a little while ago, like years ago by this point. But we had like a little website where you could click on it to just randomly generate Pokemon.
Oh, the
into
Pokemon
existence.
Fusion Generator.
That thing, it was such a strange one. I don't think I ever got a good looking one out of
There's
it.
a whole game about
Unlucky.
that now. There's someone.
Oh?
Yeah,
made
there's
a-
Pokemon Infinite Fusions.
Yeah, they made
my
a
God.
like it's not a ROM hack. It is, I think by definition, it's its own game. Like they compiled the game, not just like injected code.
Not only that, they have so many custom sprites for
Yes.
the fusions
It's pretty crazy.
that it is insane.
Yeah.
Pokemon Infinite Fusions is just ridiculous.
On the topic
It is amazing.
on the topic of like Pokemon and games, like I did play Scarlet and Violet. Specifically, I played Violet. I thought it was fun, but I after my most recent trip to Japan, I fully believe I have aged out of Pokemon now, which is okay. I'm just
It's fine. It's
I
acceptable.
Yeah, I just when I went to the store, I wasn't even half as excited as I was the first time I went to that store. Seeing all the cool fixtures or the merch or anything. I was just like, I was vibing. It was still cool, but I have no real interest in it now. It is merely a nostalgic memory of better times.
The last, and I mean the very last Pokemon game, like main Pokemon game that wasn't a little mobile game that I played, was Pokemon X. And it was really fun. It was absolutely great. And it gave me everything that I wanted out of it, in that I was just like, I'm satisfied now. I don't have to play Pokemon again.
Yeah.
That's a really good spot to end off on, honestly.
Yeah.
That's nice. It doesn't feel like you aged out of it in like a negative way. You know what I mean?
I almost did.
Ooh.
I almost did. I played Pokemon White, and that game infuriated me so much. That game,
Yeah.
I felt like it didn't respect my time in a ridiculous way. And I know exactly what point in the game I said this game is bullshit, and I stopped playing.
I
So
played White, actually.
Okay.
It was on the DS, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, so I played White. I got to the exact same spot you did, and then I put it down and I never played it again.
So, the electric gym in Pokemon White, the area before the electric gym is like a desert area, right? And there's a lot of ground type Pokemon there. And every NPC going up to the electric gym is like, oh, there's an electric gym up ahead. Haha. Good thing you're in the desert. You can get some ground Pokemon because they're strong against electric Pokemon. And I mean, if that were true, that would have been fantastic game design. It was a fucking bait.
Ugh.
It was an absolute fucking bait. You get to the gym, and the cute gym lady is like, "Go, my flying rats."
I remember that. And then
I'm just like, okay, great. I'll send out my fucking spooky crocodile man. He's my ground dark Pokemon. He's super cool. He's probably the coolest Pokemon I've gotten so far. And I throw it a ground attack, and it does nothing. And I'm like, wait, what? Her stupid electric rats are flying squirrel Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're flying electric, and they're completely immune to all ground type moves. And because they have flying moves, those are super effective. So it's not even like the ground is like the ground typing means that you can at least tank the electric hits. No, because they just hit you with the flying hits, and it one-shots you anyway.
Ugh.
And I had spent probably like 2 hours grinding that stupid little crocodile up to the point where it needed to be. And then it was just like, had you done anything else? Then it wouldn't have been a problem. It would have been okay.
Can I give you?
And I just invested that time in my regular Pokemon. It wouldn't have been a problem.
Can I give you the exact opposite of what happened in Violet?
Sure.
What happened in Violet?
So, infamously, Scarlet and Violet is a very buggy game, at least from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And I may have told this story before, but I still laugh at it because I saved like clips of the Pokemon battle that I'm about to describe. Anyway,
Okay.
it being the first game in like a fully 3D environment, right? Open world, as much as open world as Pokemon really gets right now. There's this buggy mechanic that basically you have your Pokemon in the Pokeball. In order to get into a battle with a wild Pokemon, you can do one of two things. You can either walk or bike straight into it as a trainer physically, or you can you can lock on and throw your Pokeball at them from distance. However, that distance is actually quite a great distance. And after a certain distance, if your Pokemon is too far, but it's too far from you as a trainer character, but it has engaged in battle with the wild Pokemon, it will teleport the trainer closer to the battle position.
Oh no.
So, very simply, it's just a teleport bug. It's just a teleport glitch where you literally just 30 feet
glitch.
up in the air, there's like on the top of a cliff, there's a Pokemon up there. I'm going to whip my ball up there, and then I'm going to teleport 30 feet up there.
Oh my gosh.
Early in the game, before it becomes fully open world, it's going to try and do a little guiding of you, right, to get you to the right place. And I decided, no, I am going to travel the world before I get back to the tutorial section. And I did. I am not even joking. I spent 40 hours. I played the whole game. I just didn't.
Amazing.
I just didn't like fight trainer or I fought trainers. I didn't fight like gym leaders and stuff. Like I didn't fight like story-based trainers. I just fought a lot of every trainer out in the wild, all the wild Pokemon that sometimes I came across, blah, blah, blah. I literally went around the entire map. And then I made it back because it's kind of a circle. I made it back to the tutorial battle it's like the second battle you have against your rival. They've got a level like 7. Theirs was a Sprigatito because I chose a Crocodile Fire friend. And Fuecoco, except it was no longer Fuecoco. It was, again, giant crocodile friend who was level 60 something.
Oh my god.
And then she was like, "It's time for our battle. I challenge you." Throws out Sprigatito, and again, I'm recording this battle.
Jesus.
I'm like, I'm about to give you the smackdown of an entire generation.
The smackdown of 40 hours away.
I will show you that I came from generation red, blue, and yellow. I have trained for all this time. And I whip out my giant fire crocodile. And then, it's like, choose your move. And I'm like, flamethrower.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You chose the fire starter.
Yes.
And your rival chose grass?
Isn't that usually what happens? Your rival in the game chooses whichever one directly opposes yours?
No, your rival always chooses
in the new
which one
games,
is stronger against you.
new games, baby.
What the hell?
What?
I know. And
Fucking
she's supposed
kids,
to.
they
It's
have it
funny.
too good.
It's sad because, like, in the lore of the games, she's actually like Nimona, the rival, is supposed to be a pretty good character. Like, she's also not like a jerk or whatever, but she is supposed to be. She's recognized as a strong trainer in that universe.
Okay.
And she's actually already ahead of you in a lot of respects. She actually just came back to choose a Pokemon because she wanted to raise a new Pokemon and essentially help you grow as a trainer as well. Like, she was like, "Hey, I want to." That's why she comes back to you, not knowing that I am a jerk. I am Gary in this situation.
You're the motherfucker who starts Skyrim and turns left.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
It was amazing. I still have that clip on my Switch. I want to see if I can download it to like my hard drive so I can keep it forever and just be like, turned her into ashes.
That
Did
is the
that-
absolute kind of gaming thing you need to keep.
Did that recording capture like any of the mic input? Like, did it record you and your like verbal reactions?
No, because the Switch needs Bluetooth mic. Yeah, I could have done it through maybe my phone, but I don't care that much. I've kept the moment pure. I could technically, overlay without a voiceover at any point once I have the file, but
True.
pure
But then you'd have to
clip.
reenact the pure feelings of the moment.
I think I already have. I think someone could take the clips from this podcast and be like, "Damn, he made like fucking I can't remember the name of the little cabbage. Brussels sprouts. He made burnt Brussels sprouts."
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. That's what I felt like.
Nice.
In that moment, I was truly the Pokemon master.
Now, I have quit the main Pokemon games,
Uh-huh.
but there was one Pokemon game, I use that term loosely, launched back in November that I have been vibing with ever since.
Oh.
Pokemon Sleep.
Yep.
See, that was just not what I expected would happen. They had Pokemon Go, and now it's Pokemon Stop, I guess? Pokemon Sleep.
Pokemon go the fuck to bed.
Yes.
And not gonna lie, I've been enjoying it.
Tell
It
me
is
more.
good.
I am curious now.
So, it is not exactly a game. It is a sleep tracking app. That is what it is. Every night you have your phone on your bed, and it will track how well you sleep. And depending on how you sleep, Snorlax, the whole game is centered around Snorlax, will attract different Pokemon to his resting
To
area.
his sleeping vibes.
Yes. So if you're a restless sleeper, maybe you'll get some more restless Pokemon. If you're a deep sleeper who turns into a fucking rock, you will get the lazy jerk Pokemon. It's great. It's fantastic.
Huh.
And then
How does it know?
It uses the accelerometer in your phone.
Oh, okay, so you
Yeah.
have to like actually put it under your pillow or something.
I wouldn't recommend putting it under your pillow. Your phone will get very hot.
You can put
Yeah,
it. You can put
that's
it
what I was gonna
anywhere
say.
around you. It actively uses your like. I use it as well. So it actively uses your mic. It's sleep monitoring through like, I guess, a estimation an estimation of your breathing a lot because it actually takes recordings. You can listen to your own recordings about whether you're snoring or whether you're like deep breathing or
Capture
shallow
those sleep
breathing.
paralysis demons on tape.
Oh yeah. But what about if you talk in your sleep? Could you imagine the weird stuff?
It'll get that.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I have
But,
known many people to talk
You
in their
get to
sleep.
raise your
I
own
am one of them.
Pokemon to help Snorlax become a fat fuck and track more Pokemon.
No, it's
great.
true because Snorlax, you basically do two things with Snorlax. You either feed it, not surprising, or it will sleep. And during the feeding phase, you're just giving it more points.
You're collecting berries for it and
Yep.
cooking it meals.
Yep. And then the sleeping part also can boost it, but you'll only get points after you finish a successful sleep of at least 90 minutes. And then it'll give it points to grow. At first on your screen, it starts technically undersized. Relative to the other Pokemon I think that are around it, I think it's
It's a tiny little Snorlax.
it's a pretty baby Snorlax, even though a baby Snorlax is still I don't know, 7 Pikachus or something. By the time you get it to a master level Snorlax, which you can basically do throughout the week with enough points, it is legitimately 6 times bigger than it was. And it takes up maybe a third of the screen at that point. Yeah, it's
dang.
true. That's right. It's Saturday. You should have big boys Snorlax by this point.
My Snorlax is a fat fuck and I love him.
So wait, does that mean he changes size according, like he goes down in size as well?
He doesn't go down in size.
Oh, okay.
But every week, you get a new Snorlax.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
more sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
You reset your
Okay.
sleep progress for the week. It's all monitored for a weekly thing, and then there's like islands, which is basically where you can find different Pokemon.
Yeah. You can
Oh.
feed a Snorlax in a rock cave or a frosty tundra or a nice little beach.
So something that Angelo knows about me is I'm a bit of an obsessive gamer. I'm gonna go quickly back to me talking about my fiery friend in Pokemon Scarlet, because quickly I will tell you, one of the things I really like doing in the Pokemon games as well is, if it's absolutely not necessary to do so, for example, if you need to get into a double or a triple battle, if it's just a regular single battle in any given like fight, whether like I'm fighting the water gym, for example, I will only use my starter Pokemon. So I went
Oh,
around
really?
the
You're one of those type of people.
the entire 40 hours or whatever it was, just training for that moment to annihilate my rival.
Well, that explains why Fuecoco was goddamn level 69. Goddamn.
Something like that.
Apparently.
So in the same way as the way I play Cammy, I only have been on the first aisle. I've never left that aisle since we
Oh
started
my
the game.
god. You must have like a 200% bonus for that island or something.
It's pretty high up there.
I don't even know where it maxes
It's
out.
pretty high up there. But yeah, like you can choose other islands, but basically the more time you spend on an island, the more you essentially like master that island, and you get bigger food bonuses, bigger sleep bonuses, all percentage based. So I get a pretty big chunk by the end of the week.
I am the opposite type of gamer.
You've went everywhere.
I'm
haven't you?
definitely not like trying to optimize anything. It's more like they've given me an entire game and I'm going to look at the entire goddamn game.
Nah.
So I just bounce around everywhere.
Also, all of my sleepy Pokeboys and girls and indeterminate gender friends are all shinies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Every single one of them?
All the shiny Pokemon I found suck.
Oh.
I have a Magnezone, I have a Slaking, I have a Raichu, I have a Golem, I have Gengar. They're all shiny. I can
God damn.
Yeah, I have a shiny roster of about, I don't know, 12, 16 Pokemon.
I have 3.
3.
I have
So-
a Diglett, I have a Krogunk, and a Wobbuffet.
Diglett.
I have a shiny Butterfree.
The Diglett has a little blue nose, the Krogunk is teal, and the Wobbuffet looks like a large pink thing that I can't mention on the podcast.
I see.
I see. Interesting. I had no idea Pokemon sleep was a thing, and now I know way too much about it.
It's really fun, actually, because it's like a very low level Tamagotchi game. Oh yeah, dude.
Yes. Wobbuffet is a Pokemon that exists.
I always forget about that one. Oh,
Oh, my.
Interesting.
That is a golden Arbok.
Yeah.
It is something that exists, and it is the only game that I'm actively playing.
It's true. I actually try to pay attention to it. I usually miss the lunchtime feed, because like that's just kind of one of the busier parts of my day, and it's one of the shorter windows for feeding. But it's been a good time.
actually, speaking of, since you have a very differing sleep schedule depending on your work, how does it react to that?
It doesn't care about it at all. Actually,
As far as that goes, there's one mechanic that you're missing out on, and that's the bedtime mechanic.
no, you can set that. You can set that.
But you can't change it every night.
You can't change it every night, but I change it to a general schedule. And I will not say it that I am not above cheating that time. I would just be like, it's time for my phone to go to bed.
Oh my god, Jay.
I've done that once or twice.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh
Cheating the sleep app.
Yeah.
man.
Because I'm an addict to the sleep app because I need my Pokemon points.
That feeling when sleeping has a goddamn battle pass.
When
How
sleep
dare
has
they.
a cheat and you need to do the cheat.
The other thing is everything is free.
Oh, that's good.
Not everything.
Oh,
Yes, everything. There's not any one thing that you can't do without like there are paid things, but that's just
So the
You can buy them to
store
get them
to
faster.
get to the seeds, the skill seeds.
I
There's
have
the main skill seeds and the sub skill seeds. You cannot get them any way other than buying the battle pass to unlock that store, or they've given like 2 away in events so far.
No, what the other thing you can do is you can buy them in those bundles, those big bundles, using regular points. It just takes a hell of a long time to build those points.
Oh, I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, if you go into
Probably
the
because
general,
I always use those points for like the ingredients
in-game
bucket and stuff.
currency.
yeah, you just go. You have to use slow in-game currency, but if you go to the actual store where they have like the gift box type stuff, I realized it didn't really show, but the gift box type stuff, they will sometimes have those seeds. I don't
Unlucky.
buy them either because they're heinously expensive. And
As gamers who grew up before the world of DLC and monthly battle passes, we
Yep.
refuse to pay for things.
and my Asian heritage.
Back when I was a child, after the 15% tax in Ontario, a Game Boy game was $45.
you.
That is smaller than some of the microtransactions in this sleep app.
Yike!
That's smaller than that's
Like, wait, counting for inflation and everything too?
No, not counting for inflation,
Oh,
just raw
okay.
dollars.
Man, if you
But-
just like counted for inflation,
but-
that'd be so suck.
no, but I mean there are DLC or skins like
You can buy
we
the
always talk
packs
about
and
we always
stuff.
talk about Valorant
God,
Valorant
Yeah.
skins. Oh my god,
they're insane. Like it's $25 or something for a knife for $28.
yeah, and then it's like $150 for the entire pack sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
I-
how much it is right now, but Genshin is going to do its Chinese New Year event, the Lunar New Year event, and a whole bunch of characters are going to get paid skins, and I don't know how much they are, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
probably more than that.
they'll give you like one free with the event, and then every one after that will be like $30.
can you not roll for them?
No,
No, not
You
skins,
can't
no.
roll for them with a regular like not a regular banner, but like some kind of free
So
to
the
play
skins,
event banner.
they're not like other gacha where it's like a skinned version of the same character and you have to roll for it. It is an actual skin
It's
that
an
you
outfit
go on the
change.
character that you already have,
Yeah, it counts as an outfit.
and it is just straight up it's paid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which
Wardrobe
honestly,
items are just paid.
they're stupid expensive, but I would still prefer that over rolling for an outfit. I actually
Fair.
remember this. I was playing that. There's the one mobile game, Nikke, Goddess of Victory, or as
Oh,
I
yeah.
affectionately call it, Ass Gotcha.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they had a casino event last year sometime. I can't remember when it was. I think it was somewhere around the summer. And they did 2 things that pissed me off so much in their gacha that I just gave up the game completely. Like, it was not even that the gacha was unfriendly. It was just what they were putting in the gacha was so bad that I did not want to play the game anymore. It's like the game from now on is just going to be if you are not spending $70 to $100 on the gacha every 2 months, you will not have a good time. That's what it seemed like to me.
Wow.
That's no.
So they
That's
did
a
2
whole
things.
lot of no.
They created a set of characters that were like SSR characters that were only useful if you rolled both of them. Like there's the the super skills that they have, and there's this times cooldown on them. And so the characters that have a 20-second cooldown are really good. The characters that have like a 60-second cooldown, well, their skill better be broken as fuck to make that kind of cooldown worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a couple of characters where their skills were 60-second skills. And they were very powerful. But if you had both of them, the skills reduced to a 20-second cooldown. To the point where they were ridiculously powerful if you rolled both of these characters.
That is so cheese. I hate it.
That is so cheese, and I hate that. But on top of that, because the whole theme of the event was like casinos and bunny girls, they added a bunny girl skin for a character. Now, in this game, they've had skins before. They were no strangers to skins for characters. And they routinely were charging like $30 Canadian for a skin in a fucking mobile game.
Oh, no.
Wow.
A phone game.
Oh,
That is
no.
insane. That is just ridiculous to me. I understand that phone games are like full games now. That this game is more intense than anything that I would have played on like the Game Boy or even on the DS or something.
Mm-hmm.
But $30 for an aesthetic DLC? No.
No.
But they made this worse. They made it more expensive for this skin. They made it that it was a gacha for the skin, using a premium currency only for that gacha. And they gave you like, oh, the first spin is free, haha. Except the way that it worked, every roll you did had an increasing chance to get the skin. Like there was a pity system, right?
Yeah.
The first roll, the one that they gave you for free, had literally a 0% chance to get the skin.
So there's no way.
And then the way that the pity works, there wasn't a good chance to get the skin until you spent like $30 or $50 US.
Holy.
And you were guaranteed to get the skin around $75 US.
No. No.
That
no.
is-
Hard no.
Insane to me.
In my day,
That
Hard
is so greedy that I was like, you know what? I'm done with this game. I will appreciate it for the art.
Mm-hmm.
in my day,
Jay.
I used to play a lot of Diablo 2. And Diablo 2 had an expansion called Lord of Destruction. I'm looking it up right now, but I have a feeling that the Lord of Destruction DLC, which at that time it wasn't called DLC, it was called an expansion.
Yeah.
And we wore onion on our belts because that was the style at the time. I'm trying to find what the price was, but I think it was $30. And for $30, you got so much more equipment, a whole new skill system, not to mention an entire new act, which is basically a whole new chapter of content in terms of story.
Yeah, like more story.
And it was $30, and we liked it. God damn it!
And it wasn't riddled with bugs, and they weren't just gonna patch it up later.
No, and it was. I probably spent 500 hours on that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, new games just, they constantly just keep increasing the price of DLCs and things like that to the point where it's just like, no, these are not microtransactions anymore. These are full-on transactions. These are macro transactions.
So here's a question. When do you consider the boundary of a microtransaction crossed into a macro? What dollar amount is that for you?
For me, around $5.
Okay, Jay?
Are we talking? Okay, I want to know, like, what am I expecting something for content, or are we just talking price?
Just price.
Price only.
I would say a macrotransaction is over $20 because I expect to pay for a game at $20. Like there
So
are
for me-
there are full-on games at $20 price points. So
I figure my personal, like, litmus paper for this is, can I eat for this amount of money?
That's usually mine too. $5 can get me something at a fast food place.
It can get me something at a fast food place. Or if I put that against like 3 meals and say $15, I can go to the grocery store and $15 I can make 3 meals. Absolutely. Like, it is just...
That's an interesting way of putting
where
it.
it is for me.
I think,
And also, like, if you just consider like indie games on Steam, you can get an indie game and some really good ones for like $5.
Can I make a quick argument though that the cost
absolutely.
of food is not similar everywhere you would go, but the cost of the DLC is?
That's true. Although DLC is often regionally defined, like by currency, I guess. It's not always like this was $10 USD, therefore the Canadian price will be like the equivalent of that translated to CAD. It would be something regionally fair, I assume. But even in Canada, the cost of a single meal is probably different in a different part of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Let's take the global economic scale out of it. I still say my first inclination, to be honest, wasn't $20. My first inclination was actually $10, just because I'm like, it hits double digits. That's a bigger transaction for me, and that's definitely food money. Whereas $5 is like snack money. $10 is definitely food money. Does that make sense?
Fair.
I wonder if this personally factors in because I'm a small eater. A meal for me is not a meal for Jay.
Well,
Like, I know this based
same.
on our last trip to Costco. Like, I know how much each of us can eat in one sitting.
Angelo ate more than I did. First of all,
I did.
To be fair, Angelo didn't spend more than $10 that night either.
I don't think
But,
any of us spent more than $10. That's hard to do at the Costco.
So I mean, $5
cafeteria.
will get you a small meal. It would be a small meal, but you can eat. It is more than like 2 bites.
Yeah.
It's a lot at Costco. Like $5 will get me a lot at Costco.
Costco economics. This is like the new Big Mac economic
Yeah.
indicator.
Is it a Big Mac or is it more than a Big Mac? Yeah. Similar, except Big Macs are now no longer
They're like
an
$8.
economical choice.
What if we cut the difference and we tie the price of a micro to macro transaction with the Big Mac price?
That's again,
Big Mac
a Big Mac
economics.
is about $8. Is about $8 or $9 on its own.
That
as
way
a
it can
sandwich.
index.
Oof.
Yeah. But either way, point remains. They're expensive games. Like mobile transactions in fucking mobile games, they're insane sometimes.
Well, they're also
problem-
very predatory
I was
on
just gonna
people who have like less impulse control and, more addictive personalities.
And if
You
you're
know
a
what?
child who doesn't understand the like financial
What impulse control
consequences,
is.
and then your parents' phone that you're playing on has a credit card save on it, for example,
Oh god.
it's disastrous. It has been.
Yeah.
There's many a story.
100%. But thankfully, I
100%.
haven't been playing any DLC or anything relevant to microtransactions lately.
That's the way to do it.
Pokemon Slow
I
so-
think the
has
last time-
microtransactions, but I'm cheating the system anyways, so
Yeah.
So what I'm playing right now has a little bit of a backstory. About a month ago in a D&D campaign, we were in a room we weren't supposed to be in, and there was a puzzle we weren't supposed to be able to solve.
Oh
because
my
it
god,
got
you
us
used
something-
the teleportation hacks.
I
You
wish.
threw a Pokeball at something that wasn't supposed to be there.
heck yeah.
Well, what it was a treasure hidden behind a fairly complicated puzzle. And the fairly complicated puzzle didn't make sense to me until the DM redrew it in a way that made sense. Because originally the puzzle was just described to us. It wasn't like drawn out in a visual manner. But the second they drew it out, there was this ancient memory in the back of my head that suddenly ticked. It was like, oh my god, I know what this is. It's Picross. It's a Picross puzzle.
Oh.
And if you've never played Picross, it's a lot of fun because Picross was the thing that I played the most during some pretty tumultuous times in my life. But it's a really fun arcade game, and the studio that makes it and holds the license for it has been making Picross games for like Nintendo platforms for forever. And it was just a Picross puzzle. So I was like, oh my God, I know what to do. I put all the numbers in an Excel spreadsheet. Sorry, it was a Google spreadsheet. And filled everything in, and then I went through it. Like X, delete, and I solved it, and it spelled out a word. And it unlocked this almost primal need to go find more of it. Because when it was like the DS era of Nintendo, I played Picross, I played Picross 3D. I played the heck out of those games. I finished them 100%.
Nice.
Like, I literally ran out of content.
I've never played even one Picross. Not because I didn't want to.
It's so fun.
I know it was never introduced to me, so I never played it.
So,
never found out about it.
On the arcade machines for Picross, there's 2-player mode where you can go and solve a really, really big puzzle with a friend, and it would just be like a race against time because you would be overlapping with each other. Some of your X's might help the other player. Some of them sometimes don't really matter. And at the end of it, you kind of just like wrap up, and it's a really cool image of something, or it spells something out, or something fun. But the introduced co-op aspect to it was a lot of fun for me. And then later on, it was like, oh, they have Picross for DS. I'm just going to play the heck out of this. And then I haven't played it since the DS era ended, right? So that's been a long time. And it just unlocked like this one puzzle that the DM deliberately made very difficult for us. And we ended up solving and getting some really sweet treasure out of it.
You saw the puzzle and you were just neuron activation.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly it. So I went and I was like, there's gotta be new ones. They have to have made new Picross since the DS era. So I look around. They haven't really made new Picross in a while, but there are other nonogram style games. So on Steam during the winter sale, I was like, what can I possibly have? So there's Voxelgram and like another one. Voxelgram is basically Picross 3D because it gives you a 3D cube for you to chip away at until it resembles a shape of something. And it's the same rules. So I was like, okay, I'll do this. So that was actually my comfort game while I was migraining the heck out of Sanity in December, which apparently happened to a lot of people because migraines were really, really bad in Calgary from all of the barometric yo-yoing that was happening. And it was the only thing that I had been actively playing in the last little while. And I find myself getting the craving to go downstairs and just play like one quick puzzle, like at lunch or something. I haven't done it yet. I haven't like turned into that person. Yeah, I haven't turned into that person who needs to go take a quick break to go like do a puzzle or something in the middle of a work
your
day.
Without a hit of Picross.
Yeah.
But it has brutally unlocked some neurons in my brain, and I highly recommend the game to anyone who likes that kind of like mathematic deduction, and then you get like an interesting little thing out of it at the end. I don't know. I
feel like Dio would love it.
I feel like Dio and I should play like the 2-player version.
Dio already plays Genshin like it's a spreadsheet.
Yeah. She calls it her spreadsheet game. She's literally referenced it as such.
Yes.
Meanwhile, if you're not into the mathematical problem solving, you can play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet the way I play it, with vengeance and hate in my heart.
Or play Pokemon
cheesing the heck out of it
the way I play it. Unconscious.
Yep. Unconscious game playing seems to be a very interesting industry we should get into.
It's the next big thing. We got to jump into that right now.
You see, some gamers, unskilled gamers, think they can just shuffle off sleep to play a game. Awakened gamers know that they can game in their sleep.
I game the system and in my sleep.
And if you think you can't, it's a skill issue.
I'm gonna nap until next week. Bye-bye.
That sounds like a great idea. Take care, everyone.
This was a weird episode. Goodbye.